Hello there everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Skralo and I'm bringing you this emergency Bitcoin update right now. It's going to be a different format, so it's not going to be in my studio. It's going to be in just my living room with a beautiful view. But I was going to take a day off today, guys, and I was actually setting up for a beautiful breakfast when I started reading the news and all the headlines and stuff. And I mean, here is proof. Here is my favorite breakfast that I have some sour cream blinis and some, well, you can see what that is. So I was actually setting up for a breakfast and I was like reading all the news articles that I actually had to, I couldn't ignore it. So I couldn't just say that, okay, you know what, I'm gonna not make a video. So that's why, guys, if you appreciate this, if you appreciate all this content that I'm putting out, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so you're always notified when I make a new upload, because these uploads, they're coming out very fast and you have to watch them from the beginning and until the end as soon as they come out. So without any further ado, let's just jump straight into this. So first thing is that on a weekly, right now in S&P 500, we're actually seeing a very nice breakout from this descending wedge. But this isn't the news that we really want to talk about. It's positive, but we'll see how that plays out. When it comes to Bitcoin, though, if we're going to go to a smaller time frame, then we're going to see that we're actually still consolidating with quite a bunch of really interesting supports and resistances. And we actually placed quite a few interesting trades in our community, in our Discord community. If you're not part of it, it's a free community which you can join for absolutely free, and there is a link down in the description of this video as well as in a pinned comment to this community. It's like 30,000 traders in there. It's one of the best trading communities in the world at this point. So if you're not part of it, then I don't know why. There is no reason for you not to be in there and not to see all of my personal trades and the trades of our team and so on. So let's move on to something that matters and something that I really wanted to show you guys, something that so many people are actually missing out on right now. And that is, number one, US institutions account for 85% of Bitcoin buying is a very positive sign. So what this actually means is that while everybody's screaming that, you know, it's all going to zero, it's all a Ponzi scheme, we're actually seeing, well, number one, fear and greed index is jumping to actually greed already at this point, even in this stage of a bear market. And 85% of buying is coming from institutions. So they are scaring us. They're trying to say, oh, no, Bitcoin is a scam, Bitcoin is bad. Again, this doesn't mean Bitcoin is going to the moon. We could still see a recession, whatever. We're going to talk about quite a few things. But what this really actually means is that institutions are not going anywhere. There are countries right now actually owning Bitcoin. So that's why this is so important, guys, that don't stand on the sidelines. DCA into the future, not financial advice. That's just what I'm personally doing right now myself. So the next thing, which is incredibly important, supports this narrative, is this thing right here. Highest spike in Bitcoin outflows from spot exchanges since December in 2022. So we're going to see that we're seeing a huge spike as of right now. And usually this actually coincides really well with huge purchasing of institutionals. When they go out, they buy a lot of Bitcoin, and we still don't know, like, for example, BlackRock, how much they said that they're buying Bitcoin. How much did they buy? We don't know until they're actually going to disclose it. So whenever we see a huge buying, it usually always moves from the exchange, and that usually is a very positive sign, at least in a short-term perspective. Now, next positiveness is this thing right here. Arizona senator launches a bill to make Bitcoin legal tender. So we spoke about this before, but it's actually official. And read this. This is very important. Centralized digital money controlled by the central banks are what? Slavery. Decentralized Bitcoin is freedom, the lawmaker said. So a senator of the United States is saying that so fiat currencies, dollar, euro, whatever, that are controlled by central banks is slavery and Bitcoin is freedom. And you're not owning Bitcoin? Sucks to be you, man. So anyway, moving on to something that is also really cool, and I think that this is going to be the catalyst for 2023 in general. That is going to be right here. Breaking news. Biden administration to unveil something important for crypto in the coming months. So basically what this whole article is talking about, you can find it on this website right here. So and read it. So basically they're pushing very hard for regulation. And this is what we want. We want regulation. We want a legal framework for institutions, for big money, for pension funds, whatever, 401k in the United States. We want that legal framework for the money to flow into Bitcoin or whatever other, into crypto in general. So in this, because of FTX, all the cascading liquidations, all the shit show that Sam Bankman-Fraudster has put us through right now, is actually going to be bringing on this regulation much faster. which is amazing. So, I mean, if this is not bullish, then I don't know what is. Now, next thing, and then it's gonna happen in 2023. So huge regulation is coming, and then we're gonna have to see what kind of regulation is going to be. So, I mean, I'm pretty bullish in terms of, the regulation, in my personal humble opinion. Even if there's going to be some potential downside risks to it, I still think it's going to come out actually quite positive. So next thing, now we've talked about all the positiveness and, a short-term perspective, bullishness, and especially long-term perspective, that at some point we're going to see Bitcoin far past $100,000, like far past. That's why I'm accumulating Bitcoin. But what you have to pay attention to is the current downside risks. And me being the realist guy, one of the realist guys on YouTube, I'm just not giving you like, oh yeah, long Bitcoin, blah. I'm giving you the realist outlook. So what I've been talking about so many times before on my YouTube channel is still in the cards: pump and then dump and then the actual bottom, the market. So let's have a look. Janet Yellen is seeing recession risks even with improving inflation. So what she's saying here, that the recession is still at play and there's still a huge risk of a recession. Now let's move on to this article right here. And this is bringing us to the most important topic of this whole YouTube video, so watch it till the end. Debt ceiling battle could spark a global recession. And this actually, guys and girls, what is of utmost importance for us right now. Wall Street warns of riskiest US debt limit showdown since 2011. So this is an important part. The fight over the debt ceiling could be the most important issue facing the US economy in 2023, according to a JP Morgan note to clients on Friday. The implications of a default were hard to predict, but could possibly result in a severe recession. And most importantly, a very important line is right here. When we talk about black swan events, this is one of those. So this is one potential huge black swan event which could actually catapult the price to the downside, unfortunately, with a lot of power. And that would be US actually defaulting on their debt. So not increasing the debt ceiling, which actually could potentially be actually bullish for Bitcoin, because if we're gonna see the de-dollarizing in the world, in a lot of countries, actually like Saudi Arabia and the Gulf states, UAE, accepting other currencies in their global trade, this would mean huge trouble for the dollar. And in short-term perspective, also for Bitcoin, but in a long-term perspective, depending on what kind of currencies these countries are gonna start to adopt, we've already seen that Saudi Arabia is interested in potentially to at least entertain the possibility of it being Bitcoin or crypto. I mean, this is bullish. This is so again, the same narrative, short-term bullish with all this, relief rally and all this power, all this accumulation and all this positiveness and small short suppression, but then potential for a big dump in closer to potentially summer of 2023. But again, nothing is a guarantee. Nothing is a fact. The only thing that you can really do is DCA, so dollar cost average, into the asset you believe in. That's why I bought 30 Bitcoin. I added 30 more Bitcoin to my long-term portfolio of a bunch of Bitcoin that I have at like $16,700, like $17,000. And already on that just small piece of my long-term Bitcoin holding, I have a nice profit. So this is how it works, and this is what you're supposed to be doing. So follow me here on YouTube and also follow me on Instagram. Really cool stuff coming out there. And check out this quick tutorial as to how to trade Bitcoin in a smart way with proper risk and money management. Join my free Discord channel, link down in the description, so you can see all of my personal trades. And also join Bybit, and if you use my link down below, you'll get up to $30,000 in initial deposit bonuses. And as for myself, I'm going back to my beautiful breakfast. So stay smart, stay rich, so you can have a breakfast like this. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.